your creativity is unlike anybody else's creativity on the universe. So everybody wants to join with somebody from America on products, and they can do that through the social networks. So if you can, everybody's looking for music. We're not looking for music here. So Japan is wide open for R&B music. Why? Because we're not producing it really here anymore. So it's coming out of Japan and going back into Europe and then be made here eventually. So you have all of these tools that can, the minute you write on the internet, you're writing a universal word. So your word can go all to China in 1 second. Don't just, we got to think globally, we can't just think.
Which is great too, that opens up your IP for global sales as well. And you're right, they, as I mentioned before, they look at us. We are the creators. We are the content creators that they look at. They might steal your stuff, and so be careful and get your IP copyrighted or trademarked, like Joe mentioned. But again, nobody can compete with us on a global stage.
So let me just pull you back just a little bit. We're talking about digital environments. You've mentioned games, and I keep wanting to hold you back just a little bit because it's this notion of digital platforms, and digital platforms can look a lot of different ways. And you know, gaming is one look, for example. So you know, you mentioned virtual before. There are many people here who don't know, you know, what a virtual environment is, and we also have heard the term interactive. So I'd like to just go back to some basic definitions just to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Well, he's actually created a virtual world, I'll let him talk about it.
So you're looking at a virtual world. If I were to go into my computer, use technology and use the different game engines or use the different applications, I could have what these guys do is they create virtual worlds. That virtual world is inside the computer. I can take a picture of you standing this way, standing hands up, hands out, and I can make that picture. I can actually take that picture in the 3D world and stick you inside the computer. And now you're a virtual character. That character in that virtual world can go different places because I've created a virtual environment. But if I go inside the computer, I can take my avatar, which I can create, and it can walk into the school inside my computer, and I can sit down and I can talk with people from around the world, around the globe, in a class, and be taught in that time, in that class also. So virtual is inside your computer world, inside your monitor world. Inside world can be more real and virtual real.
So I'm just going to do a slightly different spin. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about games, and then I'll get into why it could impact you. So here's some of the games that Silly Monkey has created. In fact, let's see if I can go back. This is a virtual world that I helped with the Department of Transportation. I designed sort of things that we would do in the world to teach people how to have conferences and how to do different things in their world. So it looks just like the Department of Transportation. They have their conference tables and so forth. There's another one in here. Oh, you can't hardly see it. There's a room here. I have another better slide later, so I'll get to it. Do you play games? Yes. All right, cool. Games, you play games with me? I don't play games. Okay, so here's some games I like. We'll just go through fast because we don't have time. So, the reason, I'll be back. So the reason I wanted to talk to you a little bit about games and think about them is because there is going to be, and it's already happening, there's going to be a lot of work for you, and that's why you're here, and I know you realize that. But it's also would behoove you to start to know more about the industry. The whole marketing industry is looking at the game industry because people go back to these things. So, my God, if we can get somebody back to my website and to look at my brand, then, and if a game does it, well, this is how they do it. So they use mechanics, game mechanics, there's victory conditions, there's things that make a game work and why people want to play again and again. So, I'm a trainer, so I like to teach people things. So, but first, let's look at just real quickly about some of the top celebrity voice actors in games. Sam was in a game or two. Patrick Stewart. Here's some of the games he was in. Brian Cox, Dennis Hopper, Billy Bob, Liam, Andy, Michael, Kiefer, Bruce, Ron, Samuel. Okay, so there's a website called Video Game Voice Talent that you might want to check out. I thought it was pretty cool. I did just a little bit of research thinking about you voice people and thought you might find that useful. So Video Game Voice Talent.